Hey guys, this is Ashley. It's about 12:42 in the morning. Can't sleep, so I decided to do a video. I'm gonna do the first time tag. I'm over at my boyfriend's house again, so you'll hear a little bit of background noise, but he's playing his game, so just ignore that as much as you can. But let's get into the video. So the first question is, what was your first tweet? I think my first tweet was something about pancakes. I think I wanted like pancakes or something, and I thought that was good to tweet. So that was what I can remember, at least. What was my first YouTube video? My first YouTube video is a what's in my purse, or my first time tag. Or not my first time tag, my TMI tag. I can't think straight right now. First person that's subscribed to my YouTube channel. I can't remember. Can't remember the person's name. First profile pic. The first Facebook profile pic I had on Facebook was me and one of my friend's sisters at her house, and I was sleeping over, and the person that I was sleeping over at, she fell asleep, so I decided to go hang out with her sister for a little bit before I went to bed. So that was kind of that was my first Facebook pic. Do you still talk to your first love? No. What was my first alcoholic drink? I would have to say, I think, would have been Jack Daniels and Coke, but I think that was for New Year's Eve 4 years ago. My first job was McDonald's was my first job. What was my first car? I don't have a car yet, so I wouldn't be able to tell you guys that until I do get one. Who was the first person to text me today? Considering I'm over at my boyfriend's house, my friend D, she was the one that texted me first. Who was the first person you thought of this morning? Well, of course, my boyfriend. Who was my first grade teacher? I think her name was Mrs. B, I think. I can tell you what my first kindergarten teacher was. I still remember her. Her name was Mrs. Bolt, my kindergarten teacher. I can't remember my second, third, fourth, or fifth grade teacher. Can't remember their names. Where did you go on your first plane ride? I haven't been on a plane yet. Who was your first best friend, and do you still talk? My first best friend, her name was Skylar, and no, we do not talk anymore. Where was my first sleepover? I think my first official sleepover was over at my friend Laura's house, because that was when she moved to Washington Island, and when she went there, it was about a month or two afterwards that I slept over there, and she had a big rainstorm, or they had a big rainstorm, so her internet and everything else went out at her house, and we just had I guess we played, what was it called? Flashlight tag, I think it was. So, what was the first thing I did this morning? I rolled over. I woke up, went to the bathroom, and then went downstairs because I don't know why I went downstairs. Oh, I thought I heard somebody downstairs, so I like ran downstairs to see who the fuck was there. But it turns out no one was there, so I went back up here, and that's when my boyfriend kind of looked at me like, "What are you doing up?" And he woke up, and I fell asleep, and I was sleeping on and off all day today, so that was great. I officially woke up at like, I think 2? No, I officially kind of woke up at like 1:30, and I stayed up for like an hour or two, and then I fell back asleep. Yeah, for some odd reason I wasn't feeling good today, so I kind of just like was sleeping on and off, I guess. What was my first concert I ever went to? I think it was Warped Tour. I think. Because I don't think I remember going to any other concert before then. No. I think I went to Summerfest with my dad at one point. But I think that was after Warped Tour. So the first concert at Warped Tour I went to go see was either Not Sleeping with Sirens, either For All Those Sleeping or Bless the Fall. One of the two. My first broken bone was my wrist. No, my elbow. No, yeah, I broke my elbow. I got pushed out of a tree, so that's why I won't climb trees anymore. My first piercing was my snake bites. What foreign country have you gone to? I haven't gone to any foreign countries, but I want to go to, Canada isn't a foreign country.
Technically it is.
But, I want to go to, Barbados and Hawaii, because I know my grandpa goes there, so that'd be one place. I don't know if, like, it's a foreign place, but that's where I want to go to. First movie I ever remember seeing would be... Oh, thank you. First movie I've ever remember seeing. Fudge. What was that name? Oh. Excuse me. Can't remember the name, but I remember the plot of the movie. Well, I can tell you my first scary movie I've ever gone and watched. My dad and we went to the movies, and of course I was like, I think I was like 10 or 11 when I went to go see it. I think it was the remake of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. After that, I just couldn't do it. After that, I just couldn't sleep. So, yeah, that was the greatest day of my life. When was your first detention? My first detention was in first grade. And, no. Either first or second grade, and I remember what happened. It was, I was supposed to, either make a poster, for, like, Mother's Day, or a card for Mother's Day, and what I remember, telling the teacher, because I was around a whole bunch of people who swore around me, and I pretty much told the teacher to go F herself. And then I got in trouble. I got sent to the principal's office, and then he sent me to detention. And I had like 3 or 4 days of detention, so that was great. Who was my first roommate? Well, for a little while there, I moved out with one of my friends. Her name was Stephanie. I moved out with her, and then a couple months after that, I moved back home. And then I moved in with my friend Allie and her boyfriend at the time. And that didn't really work out because we couldn't pay the rent, so we got kicked out. So then I moved back home. And then I can't remember anything else besides that, so. Next question, if you had one wish, what wish would it be? I don't know. Never really thought about that. 5 minutes remaining. I'd probably wish for, to see a shooting star, because obviously I've never seen one, so that would probably be my wish. What was your first sport you were involved in? Well, there was many sports I was involved in, but the very first one that I was in was soccer, and then I went to volleyball, cheer, and dance, so those were the realms I was in for my sports, but the first official sport I think I was in was soccer. What is the first thing you do when you get home? Well, when I get home, I set my keys in my bag on my couch, take off my shoes, and then just sit around and watch TV. So I would have to say put down my purse and keys would be the first thing I would do when I get home. And when was my first kiss? My first kiss was in 6th grade. Yeah, 6th grade. And it was me and my boyfriend at the time, and we went on, I think it was either 4th or 5th, to be honest. It was underneath the sides at recess, and it wasn't the greatest. If I could, I would redo my first kiss. But the last question is, what was my first word? I think my first word, I would call and ask my mom, but it's like almost 1 a.m., so I don't really want to wake her up and ask her. But I think my first word was either I think it was the word blanket, because I would always carry around a blue blanket that had little stars on it, and it also had Mario on it. Yeah, that was my blanket. I grew up with that blanket. I also grew up with a stuffed animal too. That was one of the questions that I also remembered from another person's tag was, what was the first blanket or first stuffed animal you had? Like I said, the first blanket was my Mario blanket. I think I still have it somewhere. But my first stuffed animal was, it was something my dad bought me. It was a panda bear, or it was like a teddy bear, maybe about this big, this long, and it had a Green Bay Packer t-shirt on it, and that's the one thing that I grew up with. So, yeah, I think I have that somewhere as well, but I'm not too sure. I think I gave it to my niece when she turned 1, so I think she's the one that has it now, but I'm not too sure. But yeah, I'm probably gonna do March monthly favorites by the end of the month, hopefully. Or I'm just gonna do one in April and mash it up with the one in March and the one now in April, so that's exciting. My birthday's also coming up in April, so we'll get another video then. I feel like I'm forgetting to mention something. Oh, I'll just figure it out. When I figure it out, I'll upload another video. So like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next week, Monday or Tuesday or whenever I upload again. Have a good day.